Take care.
Nope. Sorry. Nothing.
Oh.
You there. The Dawn Guard is looking for anyone willing to fight against the growing vampire menace. What do you say? We're vampire hunters. We search out and destroy those blood-sucking scum wherever we find them. Ha! Isran's going to like you. Go talk to him at Fort Dawn Guard, southeast of Riften. You'll decide if you're Dawn Guard material.
If the guards would listen to Viola... I love my husband, but he can be a bit... dull at times.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. There's no glory in war. It's just something they tell soldiers so they'll risk their lives. Help the Dark Elves? Oh, you must have heard me talking to Malfear. The Dark Elves live in a run-down slum called the Grey Quarter. Ulfric's content to keep it that way. I guess they think I can open Ulfric's eyes to their plight and get him to lift a finger on their behalf. I'm trying, but Ulfric is set in his ways. For him, there's two kinds of people in this world. Nords and the folk beneath them. Show those marauders what Windhelm justice tastes like.
I must say, it's good to spend some time in solid land.
If the guards would listen to Viola, they'd have caught the butcher by now. I love my husband, but he can be a bit dull at times.
I welcome you, friend. Take a look. Take a look. May your road lead you to warm sands.
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore. Sure. Yeah, that's me. Why? Who sent you? Now, hold on. That wasn't my fault. I didn't know they were going to attack anybody. I don't even know how I got here. It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then, the next thing I remember, I was here, and they were gone. That's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstheim. If you've been listening to me, I'm not going back there. Look, I'm sorry about your troubles, but I've got to look out for myself. I'm not going to risk it. Well, a man's got to make a living after all. Fine. We'll cast off immediately. Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander.
So, this is
State
Raven
your
Rock.
intentions.
Not that much to look at.
Mirak, I'm not sure what I do. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will be expected to abide by our laws. Any questions? Raven Rock started out as an Imperial settlement. The Empire decided to abandon it, just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles. But when House Redoran took over, we turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home. I have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock was my primary concern. This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here. We've had more than a fair share of troubles. After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down. Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstheim. As second Councillor, it's my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced. Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. That way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from there. Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. An attempted expansion, revenge for the enslavement of their people, or perhaps both. Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmen needlessly lost their lives. And many more were exiled from their homeland. I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it. I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure what.
If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Gyalan.
We were delayed by bad weather. Before you even ask, yes, I have the supplies you requested. But
Captain Gyalan has the business
this
around.
load cost me double what we'd agreed on. Nothing I can do about it.
Damn it, Jollens, you know we don't have that much time.
If you witness suspicious activity, report it to Captain Veleth immediately.
And there's nothing I can do about it.
After all these years, they're gouging us for every last trade we have. Let's talk to them. See what...
Can I help you?
Anything you could... On behalf of House Redorin and as Councillor of Raven Rock, I bid you welcome. Do I? What a strange thing. It sounds so familiar, and yet I cannot place the name. I'm not even sure. I can picture a temple, here on Solstheim. Must have been a bad dream. You've never heard of House Redorin? We're the mightiest of the great houses, and we lead the council, the ruling body of Morrowind. This isn't Skyrim, Outlander. A group of powerful and influential Dunmer families have been ruling Morrowind for millennia. They embody a council made up of 5 great houses: Telvanni, Dres, Indoril, Sadras, and Redorin. Well, of course, with 4 other houses on the council, someone has to keep the rabble organized. Our house leads the council by virtue of our preeminence in battle, wisdom, and ancestral glory. Yes, I imagine it would to someone not of our people. If you're interested in pursuing the subject, help yourself to any of the historical volumes in my library.
Part of me is missing.
Solstheim is theoretically under my rule, but without revenue from the mine, I lack the resources to actually govern anything but Raven Rock itself. Not that there's much beyond the confines of our town anyway. Well, there's a small enclave of Nords to the north in Skal Village. They pretty much keep to themselves, and we both like it that way. Then there's Tel Mithrin to the east. The Telvanni live out there. Sort of a strange lot. But since we're both from Morrowind, we get along. Other than that, Solstheim is crawling with bandits and reeklings. But that's to be expected living in a frontier like this. It used to be one of the richest ebony mines in Morrowind, but it dried out years ago. Now, we're barely holding out here. Without the mine, Raven Rock doesn't feel like it can last much longer. My doors are open if you wish to discuss matters involving Raven Rock.
May I have a word with you, Counselor? You look
Of
able to
course,
venture
Cynthia.
outside of town.
What
Perhaps
troubles
you could help me
I'll
recover
speak with
something
Garen and see
precious
if
that
we
was
can't
lost.
increase the crop production this season.
A few months ago, I had sent an
Sorry.
important folio to the first edition bookshop
I
in the
fear
Imperial
we'll
City to
feasting
be
on ash
rebound.
yams a bit more often
They sent
this
it back
year.
to me recently, but it never arrived. Yes, the Strident Squall, or something like that. The damn thing sunk right off the coast of Solstheim. Can you imagine? One of the sailors survived. Poor thing crawled all the way to Raven Rock on his hands and knees. Before he died, he told the Redorin Guard about the wreck and warned us that it was going to be crawling with reavers. Thank you. You have no idea how much it hurts losing such a precious heirloom. My husband is second counselor, so I certainly have the means to reward you if you find my folio. You aren't here with bad news regarding my husband, are you? Why does that sound so familiar? There's no one here by that name, and yet I swear I've heard it. I don't know. It almost feels like a dream.
Any news from
Something about a
Vardenfell, Councillor?
temple on the island.
I'm hearing that the council will be staying in Black.
Admiral Arano, second counselor of Raven Rock.
Now that they're under
How
house
I
veterans
hate that
protection, why
title.
would they want to go back
Damn
to
fool's going to get himself killed over it
My
someday.
thoughts exactly, my friend.
He's in grave danger, and yet he continues to place himself in harm's way. When I fall asleep at night, all I can do is hope he'll still be there when I awaken. This island was never meant for us. There's too much death here. I assure you, if I could convince Admiral to do that, I'd be on the next ship back to Blacklight. Unfortunately, Admiral and Councillor Morvain are very close friends, and they will never abandon one another, despite my feelings. I'm the wife of a second counselor, and certain things are expected of me. As the wife to the second counselor of Raven Rock, it would be my pleasure to help you any way that I can. My husband is second counselor. How much longer do you intend to serve as his shield, Admiral?
The Redoran Council tasked me with keeping Laeral alive, which I've done without question for over 100 years. He's the closest thing I've had to our brother, and we all owe him our lives. Am I to suddenly turn my back?
I'm sorry, my love. It's this island. It's never felt the same since we left Vardenfell. It's as though a part of me is missing.
Every Dunmer left a piece of themselves behind when they departed our homeland. All we can do is make the most of what we have. Your visit here will be tolerated as long as you abide by our laws. Otherwise, you'll answer to the Redoran Guard. I've sworn to keep Councillor Morvain safe, and I intend to take that oath to the grave if need be. Remember, we are watching
How much
you.
longer do you intend to serve as his shield, Admiral?
The Redoran Council tasked me with keeping Laeral alive, which I've done without question for over 100 years. He's the closest thing I've had to our brother. We all owe him our lives. Am I to... turn my back?
Sorry, my love. It's this island. It's never felt the same since we left Vardenfell. It's as though a part of me is missing.
Every Dunmer left a piece of themselves behind when they departed our home. All we can do is make the most of what we have.
May I have a word with you, Counselor?
Of course, Sindiri. What troubles you?
I was concerned about our food stores. Jalan can only carry so much on each journey, and I'm afraid we might run out.
I'll speak with Garen and see if we can't increase the crop production this season. Sorry, Sindiri. I fear we'll be feasting on ash yams a bit more often this year. Stand aside.
You haven't seen Crescius Corellius, have you? That foolish old man's taken my pickaxe again. No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill pickaxe. I'm talking about an ancient Nordic pickaxe. They don't exactly grow on trees, you know. I prefer to handle these things on my own. Look, if you see Crescius, tell him to give me that pickaxe back, and I'll pay you for the trouble. No, wait. Maybe. I don't know how I know that name. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk about this. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. A fine question, and the one that I hear most often from visitors to our town. I wish I had a more romantic tale to tell, but I was simply seeking my fortune and chose Raven Rock to ply my trade. Besides, knowing how to repair bone mold armor wasn't very useful in Riften. I had a friend over there, a dark elf named Van Rife, a very talented armor smith. Spent a lot of time with the guy swapping smithing techniques. Learned a heck of a lot, including how to repair bone mold. After he moved on to greener pastures, I decided to pack up, move out here, and put those lessons to the test. Been here ever since. It's the only tool tough enough to crack Stalrim, is what it is. Not many of those beauties left in the world. Forging them is a lost art. The one Crescius borrowed came from the Skull village up north. I, traded them some goods for it. Calling Stalrim an ore is like calling my forge a campfire. Some folks say it's enchanted ice, but I think there's more to it than that. I don't think I've come across more than a chunk or two in my lifetime, and smithing's my trade. If you're looking to learn more, you should head over to the Skull village. Someone there's bound to know more about it than I do. You tell Crescius he better give that pickaxe back to me, or else.
My husband Vendel feared visitors would shun Raven Rock. I'm glad to see he was mistaken. Mirag. I'm sure I've heard that name before. Haven't I? Was it in a dream? May your path be free from danger.
Looking for any potions? Ingredients? I don't think so, though it sounds like a name I've heard before. I hear that name, and I see a temple here on Solstein. What does that mean?
That isn't my problem. I was clear when I loaned Garwin the money that I wanted it back by
Yes,
first
I'm
harvest.
proud to say that I grow or harvest most of it myself. I only wish I had a better source for netch jelly. Those creatures are difficult to track down since it's so dangerous beyond the bulwark. That would be splendid. I'd be more than happy to give you something for the effort. After we left Morrowind, we found ourselves in Skyrim. We wandered around a bit and ended up in Morthong, where we took up temporary residence with Lami, the town's alchemist. I was fascinated by her work, and over a period of a few years, she taught me quite a bit. It wasn't long before we became homesick. We were the only Dunmer in Morthal. When word reached us that a settlement of Dunmer was forming on Solstheim, we were thrilled. It's been difficult, but I'm not regretting it one bit. In fact, I'm glad we've been able to stay and help. As you can imagine, the eruption of the Red Mountain took an awful toll on Solstheim. Hunting for game has been scarce, and the waters are apparently too tainted for fishing. According to Councillor Morvain, my husband's been Raven Rock's most important food source for decades. Ah, so you're an alchemist then? Careful with those netches. They may look tame, but they can seriously hurt you when threatened.
It gets lonely out here, you know. That's not someone who lives in Raven Rock, I don't think. But it sounds so familiar. Maybe. I can't help but think of some sort of temple on the island. Why would that be? Don't stay away for too long.
Miserable. Just miserable. Oh, I hate this place. This island's nothing but a pile of rubble. I think so. But I'm not sure where I heard the name. I don't know why, but I'm thinking about a temple here on the island. Maybe it was just a